सान्द्रानन्दावबोधात्मकमनुपमितं कालदेशावदिभ्या निर्मुक्तं नित्यमुक्तं निगमशतसहस्रेण निर्भास्यमानम् अस्पष्टं दृष्टमात्रे पुनः उरुपुरुषार्थात्मकं ब्रह्मतत्त्वं तत्तावत् भाति साक्षात् गुरुपवनपुरे हन्त भाग्यं जनानाम् अग्रे पश्यामि तेजो निबिडतरकला यावली लोभनीयं पीयूषाप्लावितोऽहं तदुतरे दिव्यकैशोरवेशं तारुण्यारम्भरम्यं परमसुखरसास्वाद रोमाञ्चिताङ्गैः आवीतं नारदाद्यैः विलसदुपनिषत् सुन्दरी मण्डलैश्च
Gurupavanapure Hantabhagyam Janana. Namaskaram to all the Astikas. Bala Leela, Krishna Leela. Vrindavanam was very much a witness to such Krishna Leela. We saw how Bhagavan, along with the Gopas, the cows and calves, had a very memorable time by the banks of the river Yamuna. We also saw how he playfully was able to get rid of those asuras who were meant to cause harm to the society. One such person was Bakasura and another was Vatsasura. But what happened to the other asuras? Because Bhagavan wishes to stay amidst his devotees. Paritranaya sadhuna. But what will happen to the Dushkritis? All that is seen in this Dashakam. Kadachana vraja shishubhis samam bhavan vanashane vihitamadihi pragetaram samavruto bakutara vatsamandalaihi satemanait niragamadisha jaimanaihi. Hey Isha, Kadachana, hey Isha, the one who controls us all. Hey Isha, one day, Kadachana, Vihitamatihi samam, Vraja Shishubhihi, you decided. So, Bhattatri looks at Bhagavan and says, you decided. What did you decide? Samam, Vraja Shishubhihi, Vihitamatihi, with a clear mind along with the other Gopa boys, the cowherd boys, you had decided. What did you decide? Vanashane, Bhavan, Niragamat, Pragetaram. You set out on a picnic. It was a picnic to the forest. So, Vanashani, Bhavan, you set out. Niragamat, Pragetaram. In the early hours of the morning, you all set out. Samavritaha, Bahutara Vatsamandalaihi. You were surrounded by very many herds of calves. So, with the calves, with the Gopa boys, you all set on a picnic to the forest in the early hours. With what? You have to carry food, right? Jaimanaihi, which is cooked rice. So, rice which is cooked. Jaimanaihi. Satemanaihi. Satemanaihi. Satemanaihi means, let's say, vegetables or fruits which are soaked. In our modern parlance, we can say pickles. So, those were also taken. So, whatever had to go with the rice. So, satemanaihi. Whatever you would have with rice, all that was taken. Jaimanaihi. Satemanaihi. Cooked rice, along with whatever would go along with the cooked rice. All this was taken by you boys to the forest. Viniritastava charanambujadvaya dudanchitam tribhuvana pavanam rajaha maharshayah pulakadharaihi kalebaraihi uduhire drita bhavadikshanotsavaha. Maharshayah, those great sages, kalebaraihi pulakadharaihi, with their bodies covered in horripilation. Their bodies were completely covered in horripilation. Drita bhavadikshanotsavaha. Drita bhavadikshanotsavaha. In order to see you, See, the rishis were there throughout in different places, and they were meditating on Paramatma to have a glimpse of him. For them, the fortune was that Paramatma whom they were meditating upon was seen Sakshat as Krishna. So they wanted association with Krishna. So Maharshayaha, such sages, Kalebaraihi Pulakadharaihi, with body full of horripilation, goosebumps, because they were seeing the object of their tapasya right in front of them. Whomever they were meditating upon, they were seeing that person in front of them. So they all had horripilation. Pulaka dharaihi, kalebaraihi, throughout their body. Drita bhava dikshanot. Now when Krishna saw those rishis from a distance, they were all feeling dhanya dhanyaha. They were feeling very blessed that they all had the vision of Bhagavan. Uduhire rajaha. They eagerly carried the dust. Tribhuvana pavanam udanchitam. That dust, when Krishna walks, slowly they collected that dust that comes as somebody walks. So when Krishna walks, they collected that dust. Tribhuvana pavanam udanchitam. Udanchitam, whatever dust rose up, they collected. What is that dust? Udanchitam Tribhuvana Pavanam, that which can sanctify all the worlds that we see around. Tribhuvana Pavanam Udanchitam Tava Charanambuja Dvayat. With that holy pair of lotus feet, Charanambuja Dvayat, Vinir Yataha. And as you were playing playfully, as you were walking, as you were playing, as you were running, the dust arose and they collected the dust. That dust which can sanctify and purify all the worlds, that was collected by the rishis who had a glimpse of Krishna, who wanted to see Krishna, and whatever was their object of tapasya was seen in front of them, pulakadharaihi, as a result of which they had horripilation all through their body. प्रचारयत्य विरलशाद्वले तले पशून् विभो भवति समं कुमारकैः अघासुरो न्यरुणदघाय वर्तिनीं भयानकः सपदि क्षयानकाकृतिः. Hey Vibho, hey Bhagavan, whom pervades every bit of space. Hey Vibho, bhavati samam kumarakaihi. When you, along with the other boys, pracharayati sati pashun, were grazing the cows. So when you let the cows graze, tale avirala shadvale, on the ground covered with the thick growth of grass. So there was so much of grass all around. Adhasuraha bhayanakaha. So he first sets the premise, the particular place. So he says everything, there was grass, everything around, and then the cows were grazing on one side. That time, Aghasuraha bhayanakaha. There was a terrifying asura called Aghasura. Shayanaka kritihi, in the form of a python, in the form of a large mountain snake. Shayanaka kritihi sapadi nyarunat vartini. Suddenly he was blocking that way. So these boys, the calves, and Krishna had to go to a place. So they suddenly saw the snake blocking their way. Sapadi nyarunat vartini aghaya. There are two meanings for aghaya offered by the commentator. He says aghaya, the one who can remove away our sins. At the same time, the one who causes harm. So this particular python, snake, causes harm to them. At the same time, hey Bhagavan, this particular Aghasura had to be removed of his Agha, which is the sins. Aghaya, says Bhattatri in this particular shloka. Then what happened to that snake? He continues, Mahachala pratimatanor guhanibha prasarita prathita mukhasya kanane mukhodaram viharana kautukagataha kumarakaha kimapi vidurage tvayi kimapi vidurage. For a short time, Bhagavan left the Gopas, the cars, for a few seconds and moved away. Why should Bhagavan do that? When he knows that there is a difficulty. See, this is what a true mother will also do. A mother will want to train her daughter or son in a certain way. But at some points in time, the mother will want to give them some real life skills. So what she would do, she will slowly move away. Let the child experience and understand. See, there are 2-3 ways of correcting a child. Either you explain to the child or you tell, okay, you face it, and then you will realize. Bhagavan wanted to do that to them. So, tvayi kimapi vidurage. For a few seconds, few moments, you left all these boys and the calves away. You went away. Kumarakaha viharana kautukar. At that point in time, these boys who were without you, they were very eager to play. Kautukaha, they were very eager. Viharana kautuka, to play. What did they want to play? Some probably hide and seek, whatever games it is. Now, what did they do as a result of it? Kanane gataha mukhodaram. In that forest, they went into the cavity of the mouth because these boys were assuming that this cavity that they will see is a cave. They didn't realize it is the mouth that is opened of a python. So, tasya mukhodaram gataha. They went inside the mouth. Mahachala Pratimatanoho. This particular mountain that looked to like a mountain to them, but in reality it was actually a snake. See, here it is a snake that is looking like a mountain. There are places where mountains look like snakes. There is one a place called as Anamalai in near Madurai. So it is said that this mountain looks like a elephant. So it looks like an elephant. So it is called Anamalai. So there are places where it will look like a snake. It is called Pambu Malai. So a mountain looking like snake is seen today. That day when Bhagavatam Narayaneeyam happened, the snake looked like a mountain. So he says, Mahachala Pratimatanoho, it looked huge like a mountain. Guhanibha Prasarita Pratima Mukhasya. That particular mouth, which was wide open, looked like a cave that was welcoming tourists. So these boys who were extremely enthusiastic, eagerly wanted to play, they went inside the mouth. What happened after that? Pramadata pravishati pannagodaram kathantanau pashupakule savatsake vidannidam tvamapi viveshitha prabho suhrijjanam visharanamashu rakshitum pashupakule savatsake. Now these particular Gopa boys along with the calves, pravishati pannagodaram pramadataha, forgetting that this was actually a snake. They thought it was a cave, it was a mountain. Pramadataha, they forgot. They didn't remember. Pannagodaram pravishati. Pannagodaram, they went inside the mouth of the snake and walked towards the central part of its body. Kathattano sati, and their bodies began to feel the heat. Why is it so hot? They were entering the Jathara Bhagam of that particular snake, so they will find it hot. Hey Prabho, idam vidanne, knowing this. So when Krishna came for a few moments later, he saw that the boys and the cows were missing. He knew where they had gone. Realizing this, idam vidanne, tvam api ashu viveshitha. So that time, Krishna, you realizing that your friends and those that were dependent on you were undergoing the problem. Tvam api ashu viveshitha. You too quickly entered rakshitum visharanam suhrijjanam, to save the helpless friends. To save the helpless friends, you too went inside the snake. But what did Krishna do after going inside the snake? All this in the next episode. Life is a learning. Every day is a learning. So why stop? We are very happy to present Ramayana Pariksha RAP 2025. This is being organized by our trust Deshikadaya. It is an online examination. All that you have to do is to read the book Ramayanam Volume 1 that I have authored, and 2, register for the exam. It is happening on the 22nd of June 2025. Exciting prizes, and the biggest prize is reading the Ramayana and answering the questions. Age no bar, geography no bar. So why stop? Register soon. Namaskar.
कल्याणरूपाय कलौ जनानां कल्याणदात्रे करुणासुधाब्दे कंवादिदिव्यायुधसत्कराय वातालयाधीश नमो नमस्ते। नारायण 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 నారాయణ 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 నారాయణ